Hi everybody, it's Kate from Katie Did. You know, if you are like most people this morning, you got up, you went to the bathroom, and you used a very, very valuable piece of equipment, toilet paper. Now, I don't know if it's like this where you are, but even here in Montana, where we have almost no people, toilet paper is missing. It's gone. I went across the state and we stopped at Costco in Bozeman and the shelves were empty of not just toilet paper, but cleaning products and paper towels. And so I went this morning to the little grocery store here in town. And what do you know? This is what I saw. And apparently people have been driving in for hundreds of miles to get toilet paper because who knows, we might have a big crisis and be locked in our house for a couple years or something. Toilet paper is not on the list of recommended things that you should be purchasing for this particular problem. Keep your hands clean, make sure that you don't cough on people, and stay home if you're sick. Those are the things that are going to help. Toilet paper is something that we should share with our friends and neighbors. And it made me think about a couple things. First of all, I wondered, well, what about toilet paper? You know, because we kind of take it for granted. What is the story behind toilet paper? So of course, being me, I went and did some research. Toilet paper was used by Chinese emperors around the year 500. It was a long, long time ago. But it took quite a long time to catch on because paper making was difficult. Instead of using paper, which we just take for granted now, ancient peoples used all kinds of things. The Greeks used stones and clay. Ew. The Romans had it even worse because they actually used a sponge on the end of a stick that they kept in a saltwater solution, and everybody used it. Disgusting. Anyway, throughout the history, people have just used kind of whatever is handy in order to wipe their bums. Moss and leaves are really popular in the farming communities where they have corn husks were a thing, and corn cobs, which I think sound much, much worse. So I decided I would look into what do we do if we don't have any toilet paper. Not that I think it's going to be a thing, but it just made me wonder. So I got on my trusty digital brain and I looked up toilet paper replacements. And what do you know, I found among the used washable things or leaves or grass, what did I find but you can use a rock for toilet paper? And this is how it ended up on this channel, in case you were wondering. And I was like, oh, a stone, how delightful that must be. But it did say be sure to use a very smooth stone. So I thought I would show you some do's and don'ts of using rocks for toilet paper. Are you ready? Okay, the first thing you want to do is look for shape. Shape is very important because we have very specific anatomy that we're dealing with here. You want to choose something that's going to be the right size. You don't want to have a big old rock or a teeny one that's going to get poop all over your hands, right? So, first of all, shape, you want to have it be, you know, like maybe palm size, just ready that you can hand hold easily. Next, make sure that it is smooth. I have this one that while it probably would remove a lot of poo, it definitely would not be comfortable. And comfort is key in this toilet paper situation. So do not choose a rock with lots of lumps and bumps and ridges. Oh my goodness, this would be so uncomfortable. Let's see, what else do we have to be cautious for? Another one that I picked up that I thought, well, maybe this would be okay, is this agate. But I don't think we want to be using agates for toilet paper because they're so pretty and a little bit rare, and we might be able to use them for something else. I'm bartering for sugar, maybe. So don't use an agate. That's also not something that I would suggest. Shape is also really important. This one could have some uses. Might be a little bit too pointed, might be a little scary with that whole thing, but it's a possibility. The key for using stones as toilet paper is to look for smoothness. If you can find a rock that feels nice in your hands, it's gonna feel nice on your bum. So I picked out this one, which Marlena Atkins told me was a piece of variolite, and I will not, Marlena, use this for toilet paper unless it's an absolute emergency. But It is just so nice and satiny, and it feels really, really good. So in an emergency, and this is actually good for if you're in the field too, because, you know, we're not going to be in this coronavirus craziness for very long at all, but we are often out without toilet paper out in the field. So if you find a nice smooth rock, apparently it is something that you can use as a toilet paper substitute. Who knew? This is Kate from Katie Did. Keep on doing. Hey there, it's Kate from Katie Did again. One last thing I want to tell everybody, and that is be kind to one another. This strange crisis we find ourselves in is bringing out the best and the worst of people. People driving hundreds of miles to take toilet paper from a little tiny local grocery store, and it happened not just here, but in the reservation down the road where there are people who don't drive and are dependent on that store for their goods. It's just not right. It's going to be okay. It might be a rough and bumpy road, we don't know, but it's going to be a lot better if we support each other and be kind to each other. Stay safe.